Let me get one of them slow motion pictures, bro. One of the slow motion pictures.
You gotta shoot at 60 frames per second.
Come on, that.
They say they wanna hit that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it cautious. As if they make the wrong move it cautious. You see me, they like, ooh, chemo shopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hit that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to bullshit. They see me, they like, ooh, chemo shopping. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army, going up like a rocket, and can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. Shorty like, damn, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 in the booth, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. That's why I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Sabe got this bitch off the hand, got the juice, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, it's assault. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hit that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it cautious. As if they make the wrong move it cautious. Hey. One way, one way, one way, one way, one way. Coming up on my I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settle and see. You locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's One West. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause there's death before designer. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on this beat. Hope you like it well done. Got them killers rolling with me and they all red rum. Got you fuckers scared some. Get the banging on this beat till my fucking head numb. Black Glock, red drum, black and yellow air ones. Homie, you ain't got a vest. I suggest you wear one.
Told these niggas we was going up. They was doing a lot of talking. Now these niggas ain't saying shit.
Feeling like a legend in this shit, lil nigga. I'm past veteran. Never feeling third, lil nigga. I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his wife left him. We all stepping, kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, but you doing life. These hands are rude GPS, a mean right. That's mean right, we build different, you know the vibes. And we stamped it authentic, we notarized. I keep a 144 because I know a kind. Noah's Ark, you know I'm with animals when we flowing by. We back again, no cap, when I'm with Cap again. Yeah, they say they want smoking, so we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym. They say they wanna hit that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it cautious. As if they make the wrong move it cautious. You see me, they like, ooh.
You know, any of your people want to leave, you want to unalive them. If they leave your little, if they stop being a Muslim or whatever, and here, if you leave, you just leave. Bye, good riddance. You know, hey, look, you know, but that's brotherhood, you know. But you can't say you love God but hate your brother. 1 John 4:20. If a man say I love God and hateth his brother, he is a liar. All you Christians running around here, you lying. Not only are you lying to your own brother, to your own sister, you lying to yourself. You lying to God. You lying to Christ. You know, you a straight liar. You ain't telling the truth. Because if you love your own people, you know, hey, look, you would defend, if you know what, if you love your brother, you love your sister. If you love your people the way that you claim, guess what? The little boys and little girls wouldn't be get assaulted in the Christian churches by the pastors. You know, if you would speak up and say something, protect them. You wouldn't protect your pastor. You would be protecting the little kids. And you should know that's not right. If you loved and cared about each other, then the pastor wouldn't be sleeping with your wife. Your wife wouldn't be sleeping with another man. She wouldn't leave you for the deacon of the church. You know, there wouldn't be no rainbow connections all up in the choir because that's wrong. Ain't no man supposed to be effeminate and being with another man. Brotherhood is telling the truth. Brotherhood is going against what's against the Bible. Like anything outside I.S.U.P.K is antichrist. You know, you going against the Bible by allowing cats, the feminine cats, to be in your choirs. But according to you, the law is done away with. So it's okay to live the way that you want, live your best life. But according to these scriptures, hey, look, Christ never did away with the law, nor did he destroy the prophets. Nor have the laws been done away with. And you know how the laws ain't been done away with? Because we just celebrated the Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread. And we're supposed to celebrate that through generation. And when you go to the Old Testament, to the SHALAM, to the New Testament, guess who celebrated the Passover? Christ celebrated the Passover, him and the disciples. Right. So if the old laws is done away with like you teach, then why would Christ want to, and the disciples celebrate the Passover? Come on now, make that make sense. Once again, 1 John 4:20. If a man say I love God and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he has seen, how can he love God whom he has not seen? You see your brother every day. Every day you see your brother. When you look in the mirror, you see in your brother. When you look in the mirror, you see in Christ, you see in the Most High, you see in your nation, your people. So what you're saying is you hate yourself. Is that what it is? You just hate yourself? And hating yourself makes you want to go out and hate your people? You know, we ain't never seen God, never seen the Most High. But you run around claiming that you love him. You can't love God and hate your brother. And you never even seen God. I mean, that just don't make no sense. Because, you know, what did Christ say? If you see me, you see the Father. You know, and the description of Christ is in this Bible. So that means the description of Christ is the description of God, which is the description of you. You know, we can't disrespect each other like that. You know, that's your brother. And guess what? The more we stick together, the more you defend your brother, the more you love your brother. You know, hey, look, these oppressors can't touch you because as long as you love your brother and you treat your brother the way that he's supposed to be treated, treat him good, because you wouldn't let no other race come up against your brother and destroy him. You know, you wouldn't let your brother get jumped. You wouldn't let your sister get jumped by a bunch of Asians when she goes into the beauty salon or to the nail shop. You ain't gonna stand around thinking it's funny and want to videotape it and shouting out world star. That ain't what you do. What you do is make sure that you defend your brother, defend your sister. You know, it's just like the what was that in Alabama and Birmingham? Hey, look, that was a beautiful display of brotherhood. When them brothers came to help their brother, when he threw that hat up, that's what you're supposed to do. You ain't supposed to just let your oppressor run over you. Stop being scared. Ain't nothing scared about the caveman. Ain't nothing scared about Asian people. Ain't nothing scared about what's them cats that live in the desert. All of my Iranians and all of them, ain't nothing scary about them. I remember growing up, everybody used to think the Asians, all the Asians knew martial arts, that they could all fight, that they was all good at it. You know? And you know how you can dispute that? You look at a lot of these brothers now. These brothers be tearing them little Asians up. Michael J. White, he went over to, what was that, China? Because he wanted to learn different styles and all that. Man, they say he went over there tearing them little Asians up. Them little Chinese people. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say, well, you made me think about like that's another way we know we the children of the Most High because we got the best fighters and I watch a lot of boxing. When you look at boxing, the Mexicans, the so-called Mexicans, and Judah, we run the boxing ring like ain't we kicking our ass? We kicking our ass all the time. You might have some good Puerto Rican fighters. But other than that, them white boys get smashed and them Africans get smashed, them Chinese get smashed in that boxing ring. They can't do nothing. They might get it out once or twice, but we be reigning champions for years. We be dominating every other nation. It ain't nobody. We that go back to what you were saying. Like they ain't nothing compared to us.
Right.
No reason to be scared of them.
Exactly. That's an excellent point. Because in everything, we dominate in everything. And since we dominate in everything, there ain't, look, with the Most High, well, God, when he got our back and we obey these laws, statutes, commandments, ain't nothing that we can't do. And even though, I'll put it like this is how bad the Most High is. Even though these athletes, even though they're not in the school, even though they're not in the truth, even though they ain't following the law, statute, commandments, the Most High is so bad. Just to show you how powerful we are, look, these brothers and sisters get into these sports and straight dominate. Now imagine what we could do when we follow the law, statute, commandments. Just imagine, okay, what's the brother's name? Patrick Mahomes. He won like 3 Super Bowls out of what? 4? 2 out of 3. So it's the what out of what? 2 out of 3. He won 2 out of 3 Super Bowls. Imagine if he was an I.S.U.P.K. Kind of something like that. I know, right? Hey, look, imagine he would probably be undefeated in Super Bowls right now. If he was to follow them law, statute, commandments, and he was to marry a sister instead of that cave woman, he would probably, hey, look, all these other Edomite quarterbacks that won many Super Bowls, he could have surpassed all of them. Like, seriously. And I won't be surprised if he do. If he get about 8, 9 rings, I won't be surprised. Because, you know, hey, look, you know, and we got to look at it. What we do to each other, you know, we doing it to Christ. We doing it to the Most High. You know, you got to start treating each other better. And that's why Zephaniah 2:1 is so powerful. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. And we all know that we're not desired. We know these other races do not like us. They tolerate us. You know, they like as long as they can make money off our backs. But that's all we are. That's all we're good for to them. You know, making money for them. And it's so, and you know, what I just found out last night, just going through reels and stuff, it was a brother named Roy Hamilton. He was a singer back in the day. That's where Elvis got his influence on. That's where Elvis got his influence from. Because if you look at it, Elvis, he another prime example of trying to act like a brother. When he's singing and calling himself trying to dance, if looking at this reel, I said, okay, I can see that. I can really see that. You know, that's just like Little Richard. Little Richard, you know, everybody thought he was being funny. You know, trying to make everybody laugh when he said he was an innovator. You know, the architect of rock and roll. You know, and you had cats like Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Chuck Berry. Who else, man? It was a lot of brothers back then. What's the blues singer? Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf. You know, they was a big influence on a lot of these rock bands, a lot of these Edomite rock bands. Because all they did was copy our style. They just made it faster. You know, made their guitars louder and faster. That was it. You know? Go ahead.
So you saying you found out who Elvis he was copying off of, where he got his style from, and it was a brother.
Right.
Okay.
There's a brother named Roy Hamilton. I'm gonna send you the link. Yeah, I'll send you the link. It's on my Facebook page. The brother's name is Roy Hamilton. I'm gonna send you the link. Kind of right. You know, they copy a lot of our styles. You know, there's a whole lot that, you know, that's still out there to be learned. You know, hey, look, information don't stop. And Most High in Christ for commanding General YAHANNA. You know, for this truth, for bringing us this truth and keeping it strong. You know, for staying strong, for not dropping the sword. You know, because we're to love one each other. You know, do unto each other like you do unto, you know, do your brother like you would do yourself. Luke 6:31. And as ye would that man should do to you, do ye also to them likewise. You know, how your brother treat you, treat your brother with some respect, with some honor. You know, love your brother. Your brother showing you love and he treating you right, do the same thing. Get the same thing back. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Do not bite the hand that feeds you, because blood. I've seen it happen plenty of times. I had my hand bitten. You know, I got people wondering right now, you know, talking about would I take I.S.U.P.K over cats I knew, what, 10, 15, 30, 20, 30 years? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. You know, I got brothers that will stand beside me no matter what, and I'll stand beside them, you know. And as Christ said, you know, who's my brother? Who's my mother? Who's my father? Those that do the work of the Lord, you know. And if they're not, I'll put it like this, if they're not willing to do the work of the Lord, they're not willing to change their life, how could I keep hanging around you when you're doing the same thing I used to do? I used to do drugs. I used to drink heavy. I used to mess with 304, with floozies, or 304s, whatever you want to call them. You know, I got partners, man, look, I got people still doing the same thing. Like, how can I change my life and be better if I'm still hanging around them and eventually let that spirit jump back on me and I fall back into the same thing that I used to do? Well, what would I look like trying to get into the kingdom, trying to get a crown? But yet I'm still hanging around with the same people, you know, and I fall right back in the same rut again. I love them. I care about them. I hope the best for them. I hope they get straight. But right now, I can't do that. There's too much work to be done. I can't fall right back into that same rut. I can't allow myself. I can't afford it. I can't allow myself to do that. But I love them. You know, we looked out for each other, and I'll still look out for them. But I just want them to get right. See, I was called, from my understanding, you know, I'm arrogant. I'm a liar. All that. Just because since I came into the school, is what I was told. Like, okay, if you say so, lie about what? What do I got to lie about? What, I'm arrogant because I'm proud to be an Israelite, knowing that I'm above all these other nations, that I'm better? They think they better than you, so why not you think? So what's wrong with you thinking that you better? Knowing that you an Israelite, knowing that God is for you and for you only, that Christ is only coming back for you. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm proud to be an Israelite. I'm proud to know what I know. I'm proud to learn these scriptures, to follow these laws, statutes, commandments, so I can be a better man. I'll tell you something. If you ain't a good son, a good daughter to your parents, you got a chance to come to I.S.U.P.K and be a good son and be a good daughter by learning these laws, statutes, commandments, by following the ways of the Lord, to walk as Christ walked. You know, you can still honor your parents. You know, you can be a good son to Commanding General YAHANNA, to all the generals, the captains. You can be a good son to them, a good daughter to them. You know, and you can still be a good, and in turn, you can still be a good daughter or son to your own parents. You got a chance to do that. You know? Let me get back to some of these scriptures. Luke 6:31. And as ye would that man should do to you, do ye also to them likewise. Verse 32. For if ye love them which love you, what thanks have ye have? For sinners also love those that love them. You know, I know we all sinners. You know, I know. Hey, look, that's still your brother and your sister. You know, to love them. You know, it's a great thing. I love my people. I still love my partners. You know, family. All. Hey, look, ain't nothing changed. Only thing that changed for me is I learned these scriptures. I learned who I am. I'm learning to be a better man, to be more disciplined, to love my people, to not be selfish. You know, because one thing I learned, my life is not about me anymore. I have to be unselfish. I can't be selfish. I got to love my people. I got to make sure that my people are straight. It's the right thing to do. It's the best thing to do. You know, you can't, you know, hey, look, you can't just have our people out here just being hungry. You know, the conditions that we suffering in right now, you know, it's bad enough. You know, it's already harsh out here. You know, we ain't gonna get no love from these other races, so we gotta love each other. You know, hey, look, and what you do when we go on these missions to clothe and feed our people, man. Hey, look, to see them happy, to see for them to see that, hey, you know, our people actually care about us. That's thanks enough for me. I'm very thankful for that. I'm thankful that they're thankful. I'm thankful that they're happy and satisfied. You know, that we give them a chance, another chance, you know, to want to get up, to live. And hopefully we can raise them up to get on their feet and become priests and prophets, you know, and our sisters to get straight. You know, that's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I want. I would love to see more brothers come into the school in every state, in every country. You know, we got schools all over the place. You know, a matter of fact, you know, because Christ commanded us, you know, to love one another. And there's nothing wrong with that. And stop looking at all of these other oppressors. Because all these races got us under oppression. It ain't just the caveman. You know, they all got us under oppression. Whether you go into these stores that's run by these what do you call them? East Indians or whatever. All them Indians and all that. You know, what happens when you go to their store? They want to give you an attitude, you know. They want, you know, especially them Asians, you know, want to accuse you of stealing. Got money right there in your pocket. And they always, and the first thing they want to do is call the cops because they think you stole something. Go ahead.
I was gonna say them, yeah, them red dot Indians. They sure do hate a brother. I know it's one job I was working where we like get tips for delivering like furniture and stuff like that. Don't you know I don't want like them East Indians hate to tip a nigga. You know, boy, I'm talking about the white man, the caveman to tip before they tip. And the Chinese with them East Indians, boy, they hate niggas really. And another story, another thing I was just thinking about right now. One time I was back in Nashville. One of them was gonna ask me. He had like a vape machine, one of the vapor things in his hand. He said the black folks like these because what they be doing, they try to find everything that we like and buy it and put it up in their store because they know we gonna get rich, but they don't even. He ain't even like considering the fact he's sitting up and asking a black man, do I like what he got to offer? But they go by every little Swisher Sweet and beer, everything that brother they know we consume, they go buy it and put it in their stores. And they get rich off us and hate us at the same time, and then try to screw our sisters. They try to go mess with our sisters for a little a loose Newport or something, or some Pampers or something, you know. And then you know, and just really be it's 25, you know, whatever kind of little money, man. And they, you know, and it's sick. To be saying these ain't talking about nothing.
Exactly. And that's exactly what they do. Because I know when I was what was I living at? I think it was Fulton Industrial. You know, it was like, even though the sisters was 304s out there, it was like they had certain some of them East Indians, almost tell them red dots, as you say. You know, them sisters was going to them. You know, they would let them get a room, but you know they had to lay up with them. And you're right, and that's all they look at. That's all they look at sisters for. They just a sexual conquest to them. That's it. You know, hey, the black woman in America, she easy. You know, I know there was a time it was like, you know, they would say all you needed was a 2-piece of KFC, you know, a bottle of liquor or some wine, and you could get a sister. And that's a damn shame. That's how they thought of us, and it was so true. A lot of sisters were going for that. It was true. You know, there was a lot of times, you know, they would buy, you know, a little 3-piece chicken, a little drink, you know, put a couple of dollars, like literally a couple of dollars in her pocket. And the sister would lay down and spread her legs wide open for him. You know, and I know a lot of that, you know, we get stereotyped a lot by these foreigners. We get stereotyped a lot. Especially by them, especially by the oppressor. But you're right. Let me see this boy. Hey, look. They really think they top shelf. The nastiest people on this planet, one of the nastiest, I should say. And you think you top shelf.
Blackout one.
Go ahead.
Some weak men too. Like they ain't got no muscle or nothing. You know, they like we used to bring their stuff in the house. It was, but they hate the lift stuff. They probably get on a computer or something behind a cash register and type. And another thing I noticed is you don't see too many of them. They kids around brothers and sisters. Like you know that you have to find one that's trying to be a bad kid to find one. You'll see them messing with Esau though. You'll see they little Indian kids, them little red dots. You'll see them running around with Esau, but they hate us so bad. I think they tell their kids, hey, we get over here to America, don't you mess with them Judah boys. You stay away from them.
Right, exactly.
I guarantee they tell them that.
Exactly. Oh yeah, because you look at it. They love running around sleeping with our women, but boy, you try to get with one of their women, man, they have a fit. They're ready to jump you and beat you down. You better not think about trying to get with one of their women. And see, to them, that's disrespectful. And that's the way we got to look at it. We got to look at all these cats out here, all these foreigners, all these other races. We got to look at them like, you know, disrespectful. That's where we need to be. We need to protect our family, man. And our family is the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians. You know, that make up the 12 tribes of Israel. We got to love them too. We got to protect them too. You know, you got cats out here running around talking about, oh, they look YTE to me. Why y'all got them YTEs in your group and all that? Because number one, that's not what they are. You know, Yeah, hey, look, I'm gonna put it like this. Since y'all like to go by skin color, there's some so-called Native American Indians, and there's a lot of Hispanics that's even darker than some of you. And what gets me is you bright, light-skinned, super light-skinned cats, and you light brown cats. Y'all always talking about skin color. Y'all always talking about somebody got Esau in them. Oh, he must got Esau in them. Oh, that's an Edomite. How do we know you don't? Since you want to go by skin color, how do we know you a full Israelite? And it's always you light, bright skinned cats. What was that? Mark 12 and 31. Shalakia. Hold on, let me go up one. Mark 12 and 30. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. This is the first commandment. All your strength, all your heart, your soul, your mind. When it says your soul, your mind, your heart, it's talking about your mind. What's that word I'm looking for? Meditate. Meditate on these scriptures. Meditate on these laws. Basically, continue to think about them. Continue to practice them every day. Keep it on your mind. Keep it inside you. Practice them. Do them. The more you practice them, the more you learn. The more you do them, the easier it'll get to do them. Keep it inside you. Take it in like you eating. Keep it there. Teach your children's children. Because from what I see, Israel's going to be all right, because I see a lot of babies being born in the I.S.U.P.K. And these babies is growing up in this truth. Because their fathers, their mothers, they keeping these law, statute, commandments. Now as they get older, they're going to learn the same thing, and they're going to keep them. And so as the older generation starts to leave out, the new generations will be coming up, but they'll know these laws. But they know these laws. They will, and they know these law, statute, commandments, and they'll never depart from them. They'll keep it inside them. They'll know it. And they got to teach their children, and their children's children's going to learn. Through generation. Breaking the generational curses. So I know Israel will be all right. The future of Israel is going to be all right. It's going to be straight. And it's like these children growing up in I.S.U.P.K, it's like they love this truth. Because you got little babies trying to salute, doing a Majim Shabbat, balling up their fist, putting it on their chest, the salute and all that. Hey, look. And it's like they like it. That's cool. That's what's up. So, hey, look, this is what God requires of us. This is what Christ requires of us. Verse 31. And the second is like it. Namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Who is your neighbor? Is your neighbor Billy Bob living next door to you? Is your neighbor Susie Ann that lives on the same block as you? Nah. Your neighbors, the so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American Indians. Your so-called your neighbor is the brother that you sitting next to on the bus. Your brother is the one living next door to you in the apartment, and the apartment next to you, below you. You know, your brother, your neighbor is the same brother that's in the black neighborhood, living next door to you, at your job, at your slavery, I should say. That's your brother. Your brother, your neighbor, Slaki, your neighbor is the brother or the sister that's serving you when you go to these little fast food restaurants. Or when you go to like, what's a good Ruth Chris or something. When you go to the little fish joint, that's your neighbor. Your neighbor's the 12 tribes. Your neighbor is the black man that you walking down the street, that you see walking down the street. When you go to the gym, that's your neighbor. Your neighbor is not coal miner's daughter. Your neighbor is not Billy Bob. That's not your neighbor. Your neighbor is not Rassan Johnny. Your neighbor is not Shaolin Sue. Your neighbor is not Chop Chop Lo Mein. Your neighbor is right there on the reservations. Your neighbor is in the barrios. Your neighbor is in the ghetto. The so-called American Indians, the so-called Hispanics, the so-called Negroes. That's your neighbors. Anyone else you call your neighbor, hey, look, that ain't your neighbor. That ain't your real neighbor. You know? Just like when you go down the when you on trial and they talk about a jury of your peers. That ain't your peers. That's the thing about it. I'm just waiting for one day for a brother to say, hey, look, that ain't my peers. My peers look like me. That's my peers. Because you got to think about it, when they came up with all this jury and, a jury of your peers and all that, you got to think about when that was. What was that like in back in the 1800s? When Columbus came over here, when America was being established? Because who was over here? The oppressor was over here. He was running this. He started taking over this country, over these lands. Started making his own laws, his own rules. When he was talking about a jury of his peers, he was talking about himself, not you. There is none other commandment greater than these. There are no other commandments greater than those. Because these are the commandments that'll keep you safe, that'll keep you protected. Why? Because you'll be together. You'll be as one. One mind, one body, one spirit. Not single, not individual, but one. Because we're going to be judged as a nation. Just like Esau got to be judged as a nation. When we went into slavery, we went in as a nation because we all sinned. Even if it was a few of us brothers and sisters, even though some of us might have still been following these law, statute, commandments, but guess what? We all wasn't doing it. He wants all of us to do it. Not just a few here and there. We all have to do it. We all got to follow these law, statute, and commandments. That's why I say sword sharpens sword. As long as we got each other's back, love each other, and loving each other and caring about each other, if we got to get on you, telling the truth, getting on you, chastising you, hey, so be it. Just like your parents did had to do you. Your parents had to chastise you to get you right so you won't mess up, So you'll be on the same page with your other brothers and sisters. Like your other brothers and sisters, they coming in, they doing their homework, they doing their chores, they doing what your parents asked you to do. But you want to be an individual. You want to do what you want to do. Now the whole house is in disarray. All because you will decide that you want to do what you want to do. That you want to be hard-headed and don't want to listen. So now everybody got to get in trouble. Because they don't want to know who did what and who didn't do what. You all got to get punished. Oh, you don't want to do your homework. Oh, you don't want to listen. Oh, you just want to be hard-headed. Because the older ones, hey, look, them older ones, that's who the parents going to leave in charge when they ain't around. So when you mess up, to them, they mess up because you wasn't doing your job. Now everybody got to get in trouble, all because you want to be hard-headed. And that is the house of the house of Israel. Led by God, led by Christ. Christ is the older brother. So he got to get us right. And getting us right, we got to get y'all right. And that's why you got to love your brothers. You got to love your sisters, man. We got to come together. We got to watch each other's back. Protect each other. Love one another. Because I.S.U.P.K, I know what you hear. That we terrorists. That we hate everybody. No, we a love group. We don't hate everybody. We don't hate everybody. We hate the crimes that you commit against Israel. That's what we hate. We don't care if you're black, blue, brown, orange, green, mauve. As long as you don't commit no crimes against my people, yeah. Because, really, what you do to one of my people, that's really an act of war. If you really want to know the truth of the matter. When these other races out here unaliving our people, man, especially the pale man, you caveman, you're good for that and getting away with it. That's actually, truthfully, that is an act of war. Because you look at Moses. Moses went to town. He went to town for his brothers. When he seen that Egyptian whipping his brothers, he went to town. Hey, look. He was ready to go to war. He fought them cats. Just like the Most High. The Most High went to town. He went to war for us. That's what the Passover is all about. Destroying our enemies. For the love of his people. That's how we should love one another. Now, I ain't saying going out there and do it purposely, but defend your brother, defend your sister, show them that love. You ain't got to know them to defend your people. You ain't got to know your brother or your sister to love them. I know hey, look, oh man, I don't know that mofo. Hey, that's a stranger, but he's still your people, even though he's a stranger. Even though she's a stranger, she's still your sister. Because you look at it, these other races, they may not know each other, but guess what? They'll defend each other against you. I can tell you that much. These Africans, they don't even like each other. But when it comes to you, they'll come together to defend against you. And that's the way the 12 tribes got to be. Instead of worrying about who is who, instead of worrying about You know, that is, oh man, that Mexican cat, he looked like a YTE. He looked like a caveman. Man, them people ain't none of us. That's some bullshit. That's your brother. That's your sister. That's part of your nation. Love that brother. Love that sister. There's nothing wrong with it. Y'all act like y'all scared to love your own people. For real. You know, and it's showing you right here, you know, hey, look, Christ is commanding us. You know, these are commandments from God, from Christ, passed down. Commanding General YAHANNA to the captains, the officers, to the troopers, the young men, the women. You know, we got to keep these commandments of brotherhood. Love one another, come together. That's what I was looking for. You know, this is, I mean, hey, look, it's getting closer and closer to the end. Well, Salakia, give me one quick second. Right. So, you know, hey, look, it's all about love. You know, loving your brother by not sleeping with his wife. And we keep telling this to you every day in and day out because we want to drill it into your head. You know, we want you to understand, to know this, you know, over and over and over again. You know, and this is the commandment. John 15-12. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. You know, this is my commandment. This is his commandment. This ain't, hey, look, I didn't write this. I'm just telling you, thus says the Lord. You know, and this is what he said. This is my commandment. You know, he's telling you, hey, look, this is what you do. I'm telling you what you're going to do. I want you to be obedient. This is my commandment. That ye love one another as I have loved you. You know, how did God love us? He loved us by sending Christ to be our ambassador, to adopt us. You know, back to the Lord, back to God. You know, he loved us just that much. Christ loved us so much. Hey, look, he didn't have to come down. He didn't have to get up off that throne and come down here and allow himself to be live as a man and be tortured and slain, to feel pain. You know, the greatest sacrifice of all. That's great love. You know, hey, look, love one another as he has loved us. He showed us how he loved us. So, you know, with that, hey, look, you got to love each other. You know, hey, look, I will lay down my life for my friend. You know, there ain't no greater love than that. And that's what Christ did. Christ was the greatest friend you could ever have. Because he definitely laid his life down for us. He definitely made sure that we lived, that we survived. You know, what he did, but hey, look, I know he still got to be getting props to this day. I know the angels still probably giving him props. Because I know I'm damn sure going to give him his props to this day. And that happened, thousands of years ago. No, the earth ain't millions of years. Like, y'all want to listen to Esau and go by silence and all that, thinking that the earth is millions of years old. No, the earth is not millions of years old. Dinosaurs did not walk this earth millions of years ago. And if they did, hell, the way Esau got a bloodlust and the way he liked to unalive things purposely, he probably would have made them extinct anyway. But yeah, this is how he loved us. And this is how you got to love one another. What time is it? Get a time check. Okay, 8:47. About another 10, 15 minutes. Get like one or two more scriptures here. Let me see. Because, you know, he chose us. You know, God chose us to be a special people. You know? And ain't no other nation like us. We are the greatest nation, the greatest people on this planet. Here we go. Right here, Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 14:2. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. We're a holy people, a separate people, a great people. You know, he didn't choose none other. If he chose love, I'll put it like this. If God loved everybody and he chose these other races, then why didn't he give the law, statute, commandments to them? Why aren't they being punished and being put into slavery like we are? Why aren't they catching hell the way that we catch hell? Because a good parent is always going to punish their child for doing wrong, to chastise them, to get them straight. He didn't do that with no other race. And when he punishes, that's love. Like any good parent, hey, look, you gotta punish your child because you want them to straighten up and do right. For thou art a holy, Slaki, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord. Holy means separate. We separate from all these other races. All the races ain't nothing like us. They want to be like us. They want to emulate. That's all they can do. You know, emulate, copy. You know, try to be like us. Try to be, how you say, Israelite-ish. You know, but they can't. They can't do it. They can try. They think they're doing it, but they ain't got the soul. They ain't got the flavor like we got. You know, we're a separate people. A holy people. He chose us. You know, and choosing us, that's why we gotta love and care about each other. We got to know this. We got to recognize this. And the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself, above all the nations that are upon the face of the earth. Slaki. Above all the nations that are upon the earth. You know, a peculiar, a special people. A people not unlike any other people. You know, he chose us. You know, Israel is his love child, the apple of his eye, the one that he chose to watch, to look out for. And the way he do that is what we got to do for each other. You know, we brothers and sisters. Slakia, somebody chimed in? All right, no sweat. You know, we got to love and care about each other. No, he chose us. Christ came down and sacrificed himself for us. You know, we are a holy people, a separate people. We're unlike any other race. I mean, we do things that I really have not seen the whole lot of these other races do. You know, we don't have to work as hard. I'm going to tell you, of all the races outside the face of this planet, you know, it's like Esau has to work the hardest. That's why he gets all them steroids and taking all these shots to enhance his strength, his speed, his agility. Slakia, sir. We got someone on the stream yard. We got a brother on the stream yard. The water. You know? Oh, hey. What's going on, trooper?
Shalom, y'all. Bashim, y'all. Shabrakatha.
Yeah, how about you? Okay. Newly raised trooper. Congratulations once again, brother.
The water out of one. The water, sir. It's big.
All right. Yakar. How you pronounce your name? Yakar?
Yakwa Gabar.
Yakar Gabar.
Kawakan.
That's right. Most High in Christ. All right, I got you down for attendance already.
Kawakan.
Hey, you got anything to add? Any questions, any comments?
La, sir.
All right. Hey, can you pick me up at Deuteronomy 14:2?
Kawakan.
Let me know when you get there.
Kawakan. Deuteronomy. I got it out of one. 14:2.
Con.
Kawakan. Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 2. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Right. Stop right there. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. Holy, separate. You know, that means he loved us just that much. He loved us just that much to make us separate from everybody else. You know, his special child, his love child, his child that he's going to raise up, take care of. You know, and that's why we got to love each other, because he loved us just that much to make us special, to separate us. You know, and we got to separate ourselves from this world. We got to separate ourselves from these other races and love and care about each other. You know, that's the greatest brotherhood we can show towards each other. Go ahead, read. Slakia, you are on mute. You got to unmute yourself.
Kawakan, Salakia, sir.
All right, no sweat.
And the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself.
Right. Special. Different. You know, from all these other races. You know, we got our own look. We got our own style. We got our, you know, we the salt of the earth. You know, we got our own little way of talk, how we walk, talk, everything. You know, when we follow these law, statute, commandments, hey, look, we great as can be. We the greatest people. Even without, we still the greatest, but we even greater with them. You know, to love one another, to have each other's back. You know, we separate, we holy, we a peculiar people. Go ahead, read, finish that out.
Kanawakan, above all the nations that are upon the earth.
Right, above all nations that are upon the earth. You know, he loved us more. than any other race. We're the only ones that he loved. And that's the same way we got to love each other. We got to think of ourselves as we special. We're the greatest. You know, God loves us and us only. And we got to love each other the same way. Any comments, any questions, anything online, sir? Any comments, any questions, any comments online?
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
Can to piggyback off the scripture I just read,
Go ahead.
Could I pull a prescript and see if it's go with it?
Go ahead.
Connor or Con. Salaki, sir. Okay, I got it right here. Second Ezra 6 and verse 56. As for the other people, which also come from Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but like unto spittle.
Right. Exactly. As for the other people, so when somebody tells you, oh, God loves everybody, you know, it ain't just Israel. Hey, look, excellent precept, Ak. Khan. You know how when you like a little drop of a bucket, you know how you spit, you got a little small piece at the corner of your mouth that comes out, you know, like, you know, you don't care about it, you just wipe it away like it ain't nothing. That's how God looks at them, at these other races. You know, they ain't nothing but spittle. You know, they spittle to him. They ain't nothing to him. You know? Yeah, we all come of Adam, but we were all separated. He separated Israel from all the rest of these other nations. All these other races that also come of Adam. You know? God said they ain't nothing to him. This is Israel. This is my love child. This is my child. You know? This is who I love. And we are to love in the same way and love each other. And once again, Zephaniah 2:1, gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather together, O nation not desired. And with that, I pass the class over to Police Officer Ricard Garage.
All right, these are the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which they will court each other, and after this period, they will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, and Malachi 3 and 8 through 10. That's where you can find it at. It means a tenth in Hebrew, ma'ashra, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. All right, priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you will like. Upcoming holy convocations. We just closed out the Feast of Unleavened Bread. The next one we have is the Feast of First Fruits, which will begin on Sunday, April the 28th, 2024. All right. And if anybody wants to be a trooper in the school and start wearing all black, that means boots, shirts, pants, a headband, and scarf. And with that, we're going to do a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Majum, which means to stand, Majum Shabbat, Majum, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yashah Brakatah. Yahweh tells his hand, Slaki. And what we said was, Most High in Christ bless you. Yahweh tells his hands down. We're going to do a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Majum Shabbat, Majum, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alathan, Hashem Yahshua. All right, and what we said was the Most High watch over you in the name of Christ. Yahweh tells his hands down. Class dismissed.
I got you.